Hello, welcome all. Today, I'm going to present Codemods, refactoring without regret. First of all, I'm Bolek. I'm in AP for about 5 years, working as a lead developer. My mouse here. Okay. As I said, today we're going to talk about Codemods. What is Codemod? We will start with the problems of the day. Legacy code, inconsistency about the code, tech debts, and fear of touching the code. As you know, juniors are kind of fear of touching code, especially if it's legacy code. Then we will dive into the code mode. What is it? What are they used for? And then we will switch why bother? Why should we use code mode and when should we use code mode? The next topic is we will go deep dive into ASTs, how Codemods works, how do they parse data, etc. I will show a small demo there. And in Codemods, there are lots of different toolings. I will talk about them and the other ecosystem in different languages. Also, we have a live demo. Actually, we have more than one live demo to show you how Codemod works in different contexts. Okay. First, as you all know, when we start with the code, with a project, it all starts very good. We just install dependencies, we start a new project, install database, etc. It's very simple, as you can see here, nothing much. But then, as project continues, we add new dependencies, new features, and more dependencies as it goes. And after a certain of time, it becomes a complex legacy system. And then when you want to change something in legacy complex systems, it takes more time than it should take. For example, because there are old dependencies that you cannot change, you have to stick to the rules of those dependencies. There are old patterns you have to obey. Also, if some new developer joins, they can copy paste from some other part of the code and to the new part without knowing the context of that original code. Also, tech upgrades are open block product work because to use some new cloud system, you need to update some dependencies, and it blocks because you cannot update dependency without changing a lot of your code. And also, as you know, humans make mistakes, especially on boring tasks. If you want to change the code all by yourself manually, it takes too much time. It's very boring, and in this case, users do a lot of mistakes. So, what is our solution? Is code mode. Shortly, this is a script that writes the code, existing code, again according to your wishes. It reads the structure of code as an AST. I will deep dive into AST soon. It reads your code. It converts it to an object. You can think of like that. It converts it into a tree, and then you can walk on the tree, and you can change whatever you want on that code. It's kind of find and replace. We can say that, but it's a lot smarter. It's targeted and precise. You can target specific methods, specific variables, even import statements or spaces or tabs in the code. You can, for example, there is a debate. There was a debate. I don't know if there's a debate yet anymore. But if users should use space or tabs for indentation, maybe you were using tabs, but now it's kind of more standard to use space. You can use code mode to update all tabs to the space in all the code base. Also, code mods can be one use or reusable. There are different scenarios for this. You can create a one-time use code mod or reusable code mods. I have example for both of them. As I said, it's like find and replace, but it knows the code structure, how you wrote the code, so it's a lot smarter. Also, React updates, ng updates are using code mods. Next, why we should use code mods when we have the other tools. As you know, we have a lot of other tools, refactoring, find and replace, etc. But why we should use code mods? First of all, if you have a huge code base and you want to change something in all the code base, Codemods are kind of best because you have the whole control of your code base. It can read all the codes in your code base and run through all the files and change codes according to your implementation. There are some examples here. For example, let's talk about Pinterest. Pinterest used Codemods to migrate 3.7 million line of code from Flow to TypeScript. Flow was a type safety system that was used before TypeScript. They chose Flow first, then they migrated to TypeScript. How they did it? First of all, they got their main branch and create a new branch from that. And in new branch, they applied these Codemods. So they removed all the Flow statements and converted to TypeScript with Codemods. Then, as you know, life goes on. Developers are working. Developers are pushing to main branch every day. So every day at night, they got the main to the new branch and run their Codemods again and again, again. And if they see some problems in new code, they were fixing it. After 8 months, I guess, they just ran the Codemod once in a couple of minutes and pushed to the main. So their migration from Flow to TypeScript was successful. It took 8 months, but they tested a lot. After using the Codemod and migration, they also tested this 3 times manually. They tested all the flows, so just to make sure it works. Also, Airbnb created some Codemods. This is also open source, you can use it. ts-migrate to move from JavaScript to TypeScript to a type safety. And Meta, as you know, the creator of React, Facebook, they are using internal Codemods daily to update their internal tools. And there's Calcom where you can create some calendars, etc. They are also using Next.js. They were using Pages router, and Next.js, I don't know if you know, in 15th version introduced app router that produces server-side rendering. They switched from Next.js Pages to app router with Codemods. So it's kind of time-saving and it's safe. It minimizes the errors. It improves the consistency because you are applying the same transformation across all files in your code base. And it happens in a couple of seconds or minutes because it just reads all files, does the job, and saves files. That's it, nothing more. You can also use it to code cleanup. For example, in .NET Core, maybe in your legacy application, you have a service locator to inject services, but now it's anti-pattern. So to remove this anti-pattern for the code cleanup, you can use Codemod. It will find all the service locators, remove it, and instead of it, inject through constructor, which is a nice pattern now because it's testable, etc. And as I said, you can use Codemod. It's version controlled. You can review change, what is changed, etc. You can enforce patterns, as I said, like these service locator things. And also, it brings developer happiness. Okay, how it works. Actually, in the backend, there's a component is called AST, Abstract Syntax Tree. As you know, we write text as a code, but they are not simple text. They are structured text. Codemods doesn't just scan text. They parse your code into an object, we can say, or tree, just like a compiler does. And in tree, you can travel all the nodes. You can understand the semantics. When you find a targeted node, you can get it, implement your change, and save it back. So this tree works with visitor pattern. You walk all the nodes and implement your changes and save it back. There are many different parsers out there, like Roslyn for .NET, Babel for GSTS, and Babel parsers. There are so many parsers. You can use whatever you want according to your language and needs. Also, Codemods doesn't work with regular languages like .NET, React, etc., JavaScript. They work with everything structured, like OCaml, Markdown, SQL. You can you can get ASTs for these as well. Okay, here's a small animation, how Codemods works. When you, when you write your first statement, there's a program above all. And when you write first statement, we create a variable declaration. A is 42. This is a lot simplified version because in ASTs, we have all the details, like line, which line is this code in? Is there any space between A and equals and before var maybe? We have import statements, we have comments, everything. But this is a lot simplified version of ASTs. And when we declare another variable, it's like this. We just add a new node to the AST. And here, when we add any statement, we add a new if statement here. If A is bigger than B, console log A. You see the statements all colored by the statement colors. You can see all the nodes here one by one. As I said, this is simplified, but you can see the basic idea here. So when you are writing a code node, you just travel between these. And for example, if you find a variable name with A, you can rename it to something else. Or if you find console log, you can add a new parameter, you can remove parameter, etc. Whatever you want, you can do. Okay, now I have a small demo. But before demo, my first demo will be done with Roslyn APIs, which is used by Visual Studio. It uses a rewriter and a visitor pattern. We will give it a code, some class, and it will transform it to AST. Then we will see the change in the code. So in my demo, I will assume that I have a method, but the library owners may add a new parameter to that method. So when I update my library, I need to update all my method implementations according to the library. I should add a new parameter. Okay. So here is my code mode. It's called add parameter to method, add parameter, very basic. Better? Okay. I will just run it, then I will show how it affected. Here's my change in my other. Okay, and when I run it, I see there are 3 modified files: iSkillSearch service, skillset service, and skillset controller. In down, it's not readable so much, but in here, okay, I can zoom here as well. Nice. I have 3 modified files. If I run it again, I should have 0 because I already updated that method, that files. So for example, here I added a new parameter to the method. Let me show that as well. Let's show here. I add the new include deleted method here, parameter to this method. And here and here, wherever it's used, I added a new parameter. But when I run it again, it didn't add a new parameter because I had to make sure when it runs again, it shouldn't do anything more. So I need to target my methods, whatever I will change, precisely. For that, let me show you how I did that. Here, I'm reading the text for my files. I'm converting it to, oops, a tree. Then in here, Okay, first I find my method with the name, and I make sure that it's the correct method by counting the parameters. It should have one parameter before code mode, and it should be the parameter type should be integer. So when when I run it again, it cannot find this parameter with one parameter, this method with one parameter, because now it has two parameters. So it's safe to run it again and again. Also, one more demo. By the way, this was a one-time run demo. The other one is here. I will show you a upgrade from Next.js 14 to Next.js 15. Let's assume I have created the Next.js application 3 years ago. Now it's legacy. It's 14, version 14, created with version 14. But I want to update it, and I just check Next.js documentation. Oh, there are some breaking changes: cookies, headers, draft modes, etc. And I know that I've been using cookies in my page a lot. So it's a breaking change. I have to go into all my code, all the different pages, and I have to update cookies, all headers, whatever. So instead of that, sorry. So let me just show you the demo again. For example, this is an example page. I use cookie as an example page. What it does, it actually gets your name and team and saves your preferences in Burak. For example, here I am Superman. Let's see, Lana, green, robot lab. It's hard to use mouse here. So when I open the page, it will read from cookie and uses Lana template. Let's refresh and see. Okay. So let me show you the code as well. Okay, this is how it's implemented now. I'm reading cookies. Cookies. This is a sync method now. And I'm getting name. If there's no name, write Burak. I'm getting team. If there's no team, write Burak as default. This is a sync method, but as I saw from Next.js updates, breaking changes, they will be async methods. They will. So it's a breaking change. So I will just go here. Next.js offers me a code mod for this. Actually, this is what you should do as well. If you are using, for example, internal libraries, when you update the library, and if it's changing external APIs, you should offer Codemods so other people who are using your libraries can update their codes easily. What Next.js does is here. It is. So as you know, there are thousands of Next.js developers. When they upgrade something, they are just giving you a code mod. So you don't have to manually update one by one. I will just run this code mod now. This is very smart, by the way. I'll continue. It will install the Next.js code mod 15.4. As I read from Next.js documentation, it's not Next.js update. It's also updating the React. Next.js 14 uses React 18, but Next.js 15 uses React 19. So I will say yes. Here I'm selecting one. It's asked me if I want to run React 19 upgrade code mode as well. Since it's a must, I'm not gonna do it myself. I'm saying yes and types yes. Okay, now it's updating Next.js. Here, it will take 30 seconds or something like that. After updating Next.js, it's updating React, and it will apply all the code mods for me. So you see, now get method is gone here because this is async. But code mode will apply, will fix it. You see it now returns promise here instead of sync method. My app is not deployed to Vercel. It's still running. Now I will see a summary of what's running. Yeah. For example, here it's running replace reactor render for this target folder. This is my application folder. It includes these patterns, excludes these patterns, etc. And it's running all the code mods included in this update one by one. It's changing all the stuff that needs to be changed. Here, you see, now we have await here. So even I wrote this code by myself. Next.js updates understood that I'm using cookies, and it fixed the breaking change automatically. I will run it again just to make sure if it's working fine. Yeah, Lana is still here. Pink is here. It's called Naira and purple. Yeah, she's a star. Okay, our application is updated to the latest Next.js and it's working fine because of Codemods. I didn't have to manually do anything. Oops. Okay, we are back here. It's change. It's stuck, sorry. Okay. On screen. In Teams. Hey guys. Okay. Okay, sorry. So the thing is Cosmos is very powerful, but you need to be careful while using it. You should not assume any structure. I have a really nice example here. Just let me show you. Okay. So this is just to show AST. For example, we see here a variable declaration and variable declarator. Declaration is the whole itself. You can see. Let me. Okay, here. So variable declaration is this, and declarator is this. As you see, there's a declaration var keyword, and we have declarator. This is looking all normal. And if you assume that all code will be written like this, you can have issues. For example, this is a way to declare variables. So when I show AST, now I have, instead of single, I have two variable declarators in one declaration. People can write code like this. So you should not assume anything when working with ASTs or Codemods. As I said, you should be running Codemods twice or many times without any issues. Again, how it happens? Okay. So you can run Codemod more than one time. It should be okay. Because all change should happen at once. Readability is important because code mods are also codes. Someone will maintain them, someone will check them if there's any issue or not. So you should make them readable. You should not have to guess. You can use AST explorers. There are many AST explorers out there for JavaScript, TypeScript, other different languages. And also in Visual Studio, there is one AST explorer. I will show you after this. And Codemods can be big, so you need to plan and execute accordingly. For example, you can apply more than one Codemods. You can change import orders. You can add new variables to methods, whatever. And you should plan it before execution. You should commit between these different Codemods. These are specialized stuff, so not to lose, you should commit. Do not apply everything at once. You can split into smaller chunks, smaller tasks, and apply Codemods one by one. So it will be easier to manage. And do not push to production with other chains, so you can know which change broke the production, is Codemod or other chains, and you can monitor the change as it goes. Let me show you how it looks in Visual Studio and details. Okay, this is Visual Studio. In View, other windows, there's a syntax visualizer here. When you open it, you can see all the details in ASTs coming. Okay. When you walk through the code, it will automatically focus on there. For example, in here, I will focus on get skill set, and you see it looks very complex, but when you start to understand, it becomes a lot easier. You can see the location of this code in AST and all the details under here. So you can use Visual Studio to see AST and precisely target the change. And again, change this. Sorry. Okay. Next one is tooling and ecosystem. For different Codemods, there are different toolings. For example, for .NET, C#, we have Roslyn. Visual Studio is using Roslyn for C# analyzer. But for example, ReSharp is using its own parsers. And for JavaScript, we have GS, CodeShift, ts-morph. So many JavaScript tools out there because JavaScript is really popular. And as you know, you can write front-end and back-end with JavaScript. So many tools supporting JavaScript now. And here, according to the language technology, there are different tools. For mixed JavaScripts, you can use Codemod CLI or Babel. For Markdown, you can use AST-grep because this is a general use tool. For Go Rust, you can use this, but for prototyping, you can use AI. For example, you want to create a new Codemod, you can use AI, Windsurf, Cursor, whatever you have. I wrote all these .NET codes, all these JavaScript stuff with Windsurf. It works pretty well. Even if you don't know how to parse code, convert it to tree, etc., just tell AI to do it. It does a really good job on that. And the other tool, which is actually company, codemod.com. It uses AI to generate code mods and transform the code. It has a Codemod Studio where you can connect a GitHub repo and see your code, then apply some transformation. And after you apply the code mode, it gives you the new code and it directly pushes to the GitHub. Let me show you that as well. Here's Codemod Studio. This is your code. Where you under it you can see AST trees. Here you write Codemods, and here you can see the the updated codes, what is updated, etc. They also offer professional services. They offer different public code mode registries. There are so many already created code mods here for mostly for JavaScript, React mostly. But this is a nice solution as well. And some of the real world examples I found is from them, like Qualcomm, Netlify. Okay. And the final point is actually all matters when I think is the most important thing is picking the right tool for the job. Code mode is not perfect for everything. If you have a small code base, code mode is not your tool. But if you need to refactor thousands of files, code mode is scalable, AST aware, and repeatable. It's very precise. If you want to rename some method in 1, 2, 3 files, etc., you can use already existing IDE refactoring tools. It's faster. You don't have to write anything. And if you want to replace text, just find and replace, or you can use regular expressions. But if you want to migrate some deprecate APIs, which changed some external APIs, you can use code mode if you have, again, large code base. If you want to enforce architecture conventions, you can use code modes. So even if it's legacy, you can still enforce your architecture conventions. You can create some rule set and apply them with code modes. And to generate code modes or regular expression, you can just use AI. Let me show you how I use AI here. Okay, this is Windsurf embedded into Rider, actually. It's not readable. I cannot zoom into this. Just a second. Nope. Okay. Actually, what I say here is when a new parameter is added to controller, just update the other methods that to take this parameter as an input, and it analyzes my code here, analyze my all the code mode codes, and at the end, it understands my question, and it creates any visitor class here, rewriter class, and edited my main program, and it just worked. So even I'm not very familiar with code modes. I can use AI tools very successfully to create new code modes and use them.